Hello my friends, I'm again so happy that you guys are tuning to my channel. It's been a while since I posted a video. So it's spring, it's beautiful outside, and so thinking of spring, I thought maybe I should throw a recipe in my channel that will have something to do with spring, with seeds and that kind of stuff. In fact, an International Women's Day is around the corner in a few days, and I was thinking of different recipes that I can post that will celebrate that beautiful day, celebrate the day of all the ladies in the world. And so I thought of my favorite poppy seed cake, poppy seed roll recipe, and that's what I'm going to be presenting to you today. I will be showing you how to make a poppy seed roll. It's a very simple recipe. Of course, it includes poppy seeds and a few other ingredients, and I will explain to you in a little bit. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you like it, please click the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please don't forget to do that. If you have any questions, please leave a comment or two, and I will be happy to answer your questions. So please enjoy this video, and happy spring. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to dissolve yeast with warm water. Okay, so you have to always read the instructions and dissolve your yeast that you have according to the instructions. So I'm supposed to dissolve 2 1/4 of teaspoons of active dry yeast in a 1/4 cup of warm water. So I will go ahead and measure 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Okay, 1, 2 1/4. I'll boil the quarter. So that's it. And so the instructions call out 1/4 cup of water. So I already filled up my little jar with 1/4 cup of water, and it's warm. So warm water helps to dissolve the yeast a little quicker. And basically, you don't need to do much really. You can just maybe stir for a few seconds. And what you're going to see is you're just gonna leave it out for 10 minutes, and you will see more bubbles appearing. That will be the proof that the yeast got activated, and then we can add the remaining ingredients. So I'll come back in about 10 minutes and we'll check on this. So friends, let's take a look and see if the yeast has dissolved already. It looks really good, and there's some bubbles inside, as you can see. So at this point, I think we're ready to incorporate sugar, salt, and flour. So I'm gonna go ahead and since they always say you're supposed to mix dry ingredients with dry ingredients before you add the wet ingredients. So I'm gonna go ahead and so there are 4 cups of flour in this container. You are going to need 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, any kind of sugar that you would love to use. So so just kind of mix those ingredients together for a few minutes. Just 1 minute will be enough. Then we will go ahead and pour the flour into the container that had the wet yeast, and so then we are going to start adding water to this flour in the yeast mixture. There are 2 cups of water, okay, here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the first cup first. So we're gonna go cup by cup. So I'll add my first cup to the mixture, and I will try to stir everything together. It feels like my dough is kind of dry. I'm gonna add another 1/2 cup of water to this mixture. little by little. Just add like 1/4, and then still feels kind of dry. Go ahead and pour the remaining 1/4 cup of water here. So total, we used 2 cups water. I'm gonna show you what I did. I took my dough out of the container, and I love to knead on the counter. So you can sprinkle a little bit of flour on your counter and just knead for like a minute or two, just kind of to make it more elastic. And then after this process, we're going to let it after this, we're going to put this dough back in a container, cover the container with plastic wrap, and let it rise for about an hour. Now we're going to get ready to prepare the filling for the poppy seed cake. This cake is absolutely delicious. So one thing that really encouraged me to, got me actually thinking about this cake was a call that I got from my neighbor. It's a beautiful thing when, you know, you have friends and family thinking of you, and they call you and say, hey, you know, like my neighbor called me a few days ago, and she wanted to know if I would love some oranges from her parents' tree, and I said, of course. Who would love oranges, fresh organic oranges from the orange tree? You betcha, I want them. So she brought me a huge bag of oranges, grapefruit, and for this recipe, you're required to use 2 tablespoons of orange zest. So having a good orange is really a key to a good aroma and taste and flavor in this cake, in this roll. So you're gonna need good oranges that have, you can smell them, they even smell. So some oranges mostly don't smell because, you know, they're commercially sold in the stores, and who knows where they got shipped to the stores. And anyway, so we're gonna have the best poppy seed cake. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through some ingredients here. So we are going to need 2 cups of sugar. You're going to need 3/4 cup of poppy seeds, and what you're going to need is you need to grind the poppy seeds ahead of time, and then it will, you know, be a little bit floury like that. And you're going to also need 3/4 cup of almond, ground almonds. So go ahead and grind your almonds, and I actually 1/2 cup made 3/4 cup for your information. So 3/4 cup almond, ground almond, 3/4 cup of ground poppy seeds, 1 cup of sugar. And I'm gonna see how much zest I can get from these 3 oranges. So you just take the orange, and to get the zest out, it's just hard to grate. So you use your grater to get the zest out, basically. It starts smelling so good. So you just grab an orange and start, you know, your goal is to grate the orange parts. You know, once you start seeing the yellowish looking things, you're not supposed to grind that part, just the skin. So we're gonna need 2 tablespoons of orange zest, just remember. So my dear friends, I finished grating the orange. We have plenty of zest, and it smells really good. It actually made me sneeze a couple of times. So in this container, I'll go ahead and pour 1 cup of sugar here, and then we're gonna go ahead and add 3/4 ground almonds. We'll go ahead and measure 2 tablespoons of orange zest. I made about 2.5. So 2.5 tablespoons of orange zest will be plenty. And then the next thing, we're gonna add a little bit of vanilla. You don't pour too much vanilla. We'll pour a little, like 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla in it. We don't want it to dominate. We want to preserve the orange flavor in here. So the last ingredient that we'll add to this filling will be poppy seeds that I ground. So one thing that they recommend is, you know, for your for them to be easy on your stomach, you know, we're gonna pour half a cup of hot water and mix it together before we add to the main ingredients. So I'm gonna go ahead and this water is hot. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in onto the poppy seeds. So we can go ahead and add this mixture to the main ingredients of the filling. And then after this, you can stir the whole filling all together for a few minutes. And the filling, as far as we know, it's all going to be ready after this. So friends, it's been an hour. I'm going to go ahead and take the wrap off of this container and look at the dough. The dough has risen. So I'll go ahead and transform the dough onto the counter. First I'll sprinkle a little bit of flour onto the countertop. Just kind of spray the flour all around. And we'll go ahead and transfer this onto the counter. So we're gonna roll out this dough into a big rectangle. So I'm gonna need to do this quickly. You can go ahead and take some filling and just kind of put it in the center. It's just gonna be spread out all over the top of this dough. Okay, try to avoid the edges, putting the filling on the edges. Okay, this looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start rolling this cake. Alrighty, so this is my next favorite part, friends. So we're gonna roll this out now, okay? So we're gonna roll this. It's not easy. I'm just gonna tell you ahead of time, but you can do it. And try to cover this and pinch it over the roll like that. Okay, there you go. Try to pinch and seal the edges of the roll, please. Looking pretty good. Then what you can do is, what I do usually is I shape it in a shape of a circle. I make a rounded ring, but I also need to transfer it to the baking ware. So I'm gonna rub my baking ware with a little butter. You can totally carefully try to transfer this entire roll onto the baking pan. There you go. Crack one egg and set the yolk and try to spread the yolk all around the top of your poppy seed. Okay, so friends, take a look at this beauty. I just took it out of the oven. I'm gonna let it cool for a little bit. Friends, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. I hope that you decide one day to make this for you and your family and your friends. This is very delicious and I'm looking forward to tasting it. So have a good day. Bye-bye.